Welcome back to Daily Flash. I'm Riesa, Pascal. Some electric vehicle manufacturers are getting rid of AM radios from their cars altogether. In today's Car Smart's Lauren Fix, the car coach, tells us why government officials are fearing that could put people at risk in an emergency.
Looks like no more AM radios in new cars. Here's why, and here's what you need to know. Ford Motor Company is preparing to remove AM radios in most of its new and updated 2024 models, despite concerns and pushback from U.S. officials over Americans losing access to safety alerts that are broadcast over AM airways. According to Ford Motor Company representative, a majority of U.S. AM radio stations, as well as a number of countries and automakers, are globally planning to modernize radio by offering internet streaming through mobile apps, FM, digital, and satellite radio options. Now, Ford will continue to offer these alternatives for customers to hear their favorite AM radio music, news, podcasts, and such, as we remove the amplitude modulation, which is what AM stands for, from most of its new and updated models. They are bringing to market, they added, noting that commercial vehicles will still retain AM radio features because of contract language. Sadly, this is not just Ford Motor Company products removing AM radios from their vehicles. Mazda, Audi, Porsche, Tesla, Rivian, BMW, Volkswagen, and Volvo are also on board for this removal. Stellantis is one of the few brands who have preserved AM radio. Yes, there are options such as radio.com, TuneIn, Odyssey, and other apps, but this is not the same. When you need local weather, news, and if you want to listen to sports or listen to what's local and going on, AM radio remains the most preserved telecommunications medium, reaching 92% of the U.S. population with a daily AM radio audience of over 50 million listeners. Still, car makers are starting to phase it out, especially with their electric models. But not all brands are following this path, and customer demand is important. Dumping AM radio devices from electric vehicles eliminates any important form of communication that the public can use during times of emergency. And the Federal Emergency Alert System, for example, relies on AM radio communication for the public. The government is pushing back on car manufacturers as well as other groups. For example, WABC New York station owner John Casamidis launched a Save AM Radio campaign. This new campaign has been reaching out to political contacts and attending meetings in Washington to save AM radio. The undisputed most reliable form of communication during emergencies is AM radio. Casamidis has met with members of the FCC and FEMA, and at Casamidis' request, former Vice President Mike Pence, who voiced a Save AM Radio campaign, or a PSA, that he is sending to every single radio station in America. He stated that the automotive industry is doing a huge disservice to Americans by even considering the removal of AM radio from cars. They are putting the safety of Americans at peril by putting profits before people, and Americans deserve better. I'm urging all AM and FM radio stations and state broadcast associations to band together and bring common sense to Ford and other auto manufacturers. You might be wondering, who still listens to AM radio? But there's certainly no supply shortage. Nielsen said that AM/FM signals reach 92% of Americans and almost 50 million people that listen to AM radio alone. AM radio brings many of the globe's top talk radio shows, and on-demand weekly talk radio is still really strong. Personally, I'm on multiple radio shows with regular weekly content every single week, and also AM signals still travel further than FM, making it a vital lifeline for people in natural disasters such as hurricanes and fires. It's now your chance to speak up before AM radios are gone forever. Let's save the AM radio. I'm Lauren Fix, and you can find this information on my website, carcoachreports.com and dailyflashshow.com.